The Member of Parliament for Yabedu is here. And Yabedu roasts plantain on Lagos Avenue, East Legon. And the resident there is a Member of Parliament for the Ayawaso West Wagon constituency.
She's my relative, actually.
And so Emmanuel Chamantinge Jako is here. How are you?
I'm well, thank you for asking.
For the last 2 weeks, he's not been around. So he was not here when we started the free SHS policy. Today, I will be picking his thoughts on the subject. But somebody...
Matisa Ajibebi, I hear
one is here.
Oh, yeah, you can't crying now.
And somebody, too, who have a lot to say, because his constituents are benefiting, especially from the free SHS policy, is Neil Lante van der Poy. And Neil Lante van der Poy is a Member of Parliament for the Ododo-Diodio constituency. Thanks for joining me, sir.
Thank you.
He was a former Minister for Sports, but also a Deputy for Local Government and Rural Development. But let's look at the substantive issues. Apparently, more people are waiting in on the controversy, well, whether it is or not, about whether we need to have another date set aside or day set aside to mark the founders of our republic, or also a memorial day for Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of our republic. But the seeming controversy also lies in the fact that we had until now a Founders Day, you know, the apostrophe coming after the R and not after the S. But the other school of thought is that we need to celebrate everybody together. But I'll be picking the thoughts of my panelists on this subject. But what has gained prominence is the fact that the police CID say that they have found nothing as far as the allegations that were leveled by A+, a musician, and a pro-MPP activist on 2 chief of staff for their roles in issues, according to the CID, he had not been able to substantiate. I start with you, Mr. Chamantinge Jako. Well, we've had now this coming out, and this report also indicating that after investigations, nothing untoward was found against Abu Jinapo and then also Francis Asenso-Boache. Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning to both of you and to our viewers, most especially my constituents, the good people of Ayawaso West Wagon. I haven't seen Yabedu in a little while. Unfortunately, she will not be watching. Yeah, good morning. I believe that Buzumpim is in school now, and you must be extremely happy. It's not just him. You know, I have a cousin who lives in a place called Tiboso in the Upper Manyakrobo district. His first son, Tete, couldn't go to secondary school. But the second one, Tete, is gone.
Just because happens to be captured within the range.
Yes.
They're talking free SHS policy.
I am just, this is just introductory.
Okay.
But you're the moderator and I must follow you. Well, I think that I'm not a lawyer. I think he's a law student. They say that the name of the game is evidence. Is that right? Yeah. So as for accusations, I can say that his head is 4 times the normal head. What is important is that I must be able to substantiate what I have said. So you can tell me that I have collected bribe, I have done all of this, I have stolen government money. The asset test in the law is that you must provide, what's the name, how do they call? The evidence is called?
Substantial.
But they call it beyond reasonable doubt.
You must prove beyond.
You must prove beyond reasonable doubt. So I think that it was within the privilege of A+ to say that the 2 deputy chiefs of staff were corrupt. But when it came to the asset test, which was conducted by the appropriate state institution, it appears that he has failed completely. You know, so I think the least said about it, the better. But having said that, I want to say that nobody wants to stifle anybody. Nobody wants not anybody to speak to any issue. But before you open your mouth on Facebook or in the media and say that Governor Champon Ejako is a thief, you must be prepared with your evidence. Otherwise, you see, now you leave a certain intractable situation for these young men. And I think it is unfortunate. I am stating again that nobody is saying that if you have the evidence, keep it. But I am stating that before you go out there, there is an acid test. The law provides an acid test. Make sure that your evidence that you will take is incontrovertible. See, otherwise, yes. And we ruin people's careers, we ruin people's futures, even when it is not true. Look, tomorrow, one of these young men may want to go and become an MP. Or one of these young men may have their eyes on the presidency. 20 years, 25 years, 30 years, somebody will go and bring a newspaper clipping and say that it is said that Abu Jinapo or Asanzo Wachi were corrupt. They will speak to the accusation, but they might not speak to the determination by the CID. And then you will need to go back and say, no, it was investigated by the CID. No. I state again, let nobody say that I am saying that we should. No. His Excellency the President has said that he will investigate when it is, he will direct the appropriate state agency to investigate. He has asked all of us to be citizens and not spectators. The canker of corruption must be halted. But find out, bring the evidence. If you have something against me, so be it. But don't spoil my name, quote unquote, in the process. I think that this is my take on the matter.
Your take on this subject?
Well, seriously speaking, I would say, also first, let me say good morning to our viewers and also to my constituents. And then to my very good friend who is just, Dondi, who is just leaving the shores of Ghana after burying the mother and going back to Virginia. We had a good time over this weekend. It's a long time he came home, so I wish him safe flight back home. But to the issue, let me say this, having been in public office for some time, I say, one, I feel sorry for the two young men, as young as they are, and they're holding very sensitive positions. And the person who made accusation is also a young man. And I thought that in a situation like that, when you're in the same party, before you open your mouth to make such wild allegations about your colleague, you must be very, very sure of yourself, the evidence you have and whatever you have. You must be very alert to the fact that you'll be called to prove. You know, what he has done, and I seriously will support those who are advocating for the two gentlemen to press civil charges against him and to pursue the law in order to clear their name. Because you see what has happened, like my senior brother just said, will create speculation in the minds of people. People will say that, well, they are chiefs of staff and the police will definitely defend them in situations like this. The police wouldn't want to come out and say, yes, what A+ has said is true.
Very good point.
So what is important for the two gentlemen to do now is to pursue a civil action against him. And that will serve also as a deterrent to people who will think that they have the right and the privilege under their own spheres of law to damage the reputation of people called to serve. Let me be frank with you. After we lost power, and on our various platforms, you saw the sort of language our own party people use against appointees and ministers. And you wonder whether it's anything at all to decide to offer yourself for service.
Well, you were spared, I believe.
You say? No, but if the people, somebody called ministers thieves and all those things, whether I like it or not.
Blanket statement.
Yes, yes, I'm part of it. And I'm saying that people willingly come to public service. Not all of us, I can say, not all of us will be astute in maintaining decency and moral aptitude when it comes to our work. There may be people who make mistakes. But then to continually lump people up and denigrate them, malign them, and destroy their reputation and all this is, makes it difficult for people to really offer themselves for such public service. And I think, especially the young ones coming up, is because, like my brother said, if these young men tomorrow, 10 years, 20 years time, somebody picks up, you know, all that the person will do is to say, oh, the police report was a cover-up. You understand? But the truth of the matter is that before you even pursue this stand, you must be sure of what you are saying. Because you are dealing with people's image, their families, and they belong to an institution. So as soon as you say these things about them, look, there are people who will read this and may not read subsequent issues about this. There are people who read the first one and they will not have the opportunity of reading this police report. You understand? So they form an opinion and they go ahead with that opinion. Oh, look, when these things started, people even started calling the two of them thief of staff.
Thieves of staff, yeah.
You understand? And that is a level to which this, let me say, purposeless accusation may be destroying the reputation of these two young men. I mean, look, I have nothing against them. I may have had my own problems with, for example, Abu Jinapo. You understand? But I think it's an opportunity for young men to look at them. They become role models for people, young men in the future. I have had the opportunity as a young man to also serve in government. And I wouldn't have been happy if somebody just got up and called me a thief and assigned corrupt act against me. I would definitely want to defend my reputation and image so that tomorrow, when I'm aspiring for any higher position, it will not be used against me. I think seriously that if the two gentlemen want to do themselves any good, they should pursue, because they cannot pursue any criminal action against this guy. They should pursue a civil action and make sure that the gentleman renders the necessary apology and also do a very thorough retraction. I would have laughed if I were their counsel. I will ask that he should go use the same medium, and even 10 other mediums I will assign to him to pursue this retraction and make sure that, again, because right now social media is the wildest platform that people could use to destroy you. I'm telling you.
And it's always there.
It's always there.
It will be there for generations.
For generation.
Yeah.
It's
Your
in the
grandchildren will come and meet it.
That is the issue. So I think that people should be, and you see, my problem is that once you don't fight this today, then we are giving people the opportunity that they can say whatever they want to say about appointees, about public officials, on social media, everywhere, and go away with it. Because people need to be responsible for their actions when it comes to destroying people's reputation and image. Because my elders say, it's not like something you put on a plate or on a tray or on a stall in the market so that you could go and buy. Reputation is built. And when people struggle to build their reputations and you use just a minute, a second, type anything, put it on social media to destroy it, you've killed them and the future of their family and their children. And I think I will advocate seriously, if the two gentlemen are listening to me and to us, they should not just allow this to go.
Well,
because, to be frank with you, I have nothing to do against the gentleman. I like his music. But then, I think he's assuming a stand in this country where he thinks he can do things, say things, and go away with it. This is not the first time he's saying such unwarranted and let me say, unfortunate statement about people. He said so many things about President Mahama. He said a lot of things about former appointees and nobody pursued it. And he thinks that he can do those things and do it because he's a celebrity. No. I think it is time we let people become responsible for that.
Now you also, well, perhaps you were doused with some fire in the early part of the administration, Mr. Chairman Jaku. But the thing is that the mainstream media kind of, the fire is stoked by social media, and then the mainstream media, takes it and it gives it some credibility or authenticity. What would you say that also needs to be the responsibility of the mainstream media? It has been put on platforms elsewhere, even on the Joy Super Morning Show and all that. I mean, it's understandable because it's topical and we want to make sure that everybody gets a side of the story. But how do we do that transition from social media, which is will be the soft aspect of the initial genesis of such allegations or such subjects, and then when it's picked by mainstream media, it gives it some credibility?
I think that these are. I don't even know. You should tell me because both of you have some background in journalism. Do we have a law in this country that has anything to do with the social media?
No. As of now, we don't.
As of now, we don't.
So companies have individual policies as to what's their personal kind of.
Yeah, I think we are in a big transition, and things like this must give us some food for thought. You know, today virtually everything you do can be reported real time.
Yeah.
And it might come, like you said, it comes on social media, and the following day, it becomes banner headlines on
the mainstream media.
Yeah. Of course, they must make news. I mean, they must sell their papers. They must continue to improve their listenership. So, if a sensational quote unquote thing like said that A+ says that the two deputy chiefs of staff are what did they say? They are corrupt. Obviously, my expectation is that Joy FM will report on it, you know. But as of now, because I think that there's no clear law in the transition. My understanding, like he just said, is that when the matter turns out not to be true, the prominence that it was given when it was reported, the same prominence must given when the other side also comes up. But I think that it creates opportunity for you, the journalists and the lawmakers, to begin to look at the appropriate law. And I choose my words advisedly. Appropriate. I am all for a free expression. I'm all for a free press. But there must be some responsibility, especially when people's reputations are involved. That is my view.
I totally agree with you. But you see, I always say this. We sat in a journalism school. Maybe not all the people are journalists. But then there is basic principle in journalism. Fact. So if you're a journalist and somebody has made a statement and you want to write about that statement, first, precision journalism demands that you establish it. Go beyond the story you have just seen.
If you're in doubt, don't publish.
Don't publish.
That's the rule.
That is the rule.
That's the golden rule.
Yeah,
Yes.
if you're in doubt, you don't publish until you have authenticated.
Yes.
But in Ghana, we publish it
and
hoping that this is a bait.
Yes.
The person will come and react.
And I would not want, but let me say, go a little out of this and say, look, and that is why I felt unfortunate when people decided to virtually insult, malign the president of the Ghana Journalists Association when he tried to caution on the sort of reportage that is going on the Jospon group of companies. Because I felt that our brother, my very good friend, was doing something good for this country. But then always, when I read the report is that the other side, if you just come out with this thing that you've been trying to reach the other side for their comment and they have refused, you have not done enough work. You have not. You have not done enough work on that. What you need to do is not just trying to say that getting the other side to comment. But for example, you can go beyond one person, go into the institution to find out whether they have a reaction to this. You can't just come out and say that because they are refusing to comment, you just go ahead. Because the story is there. It will not die. It will not go away. If it is a fact that you have, it will still be published a day. So that what I'm saying that if you come out tomorrow and say, look, I'm not even concerned too much about only the issue of corruption. But do you know what he said? He even called the two people stupid.
Who?
A plus. Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes. And so I sit down and say, the president appoints somebody and you sit out there and you call the person stupid. It means the president himself, you are insulting.
Appointing authority.
Appointing authority.
Couldn't read through.
So this is not something that as a country we might just allow to go. We need to seriously make sure that
that is why Vitus Azim, anti-corruption campaigner, is calling for prosecution. I don't know how far we can go with this. How can you prosecute somebody who made an allegation, has been investigated by the CID, or unless personally the two decide to take him up?
Yeah, I think that looking at our legal system, I think they can't get any relief under any criminal prosecution. They can only get relief under civil this thing.
For some defamation.
Yes, for defamation and all this. But I think that is even enough. But I'm worried because if we allow this to go, we will be opening the floodgate for people to continue to malign people and to insult people and all the time. Because look, to be in public service is not easy. Roland, I'm telling you, you wake up every day in the morning, your life is always out there, and you try to do your best all the time. We may make mistakes. And we have done mistakes before. But you see, unless 1 out of 10, that you could see people who willfully and intentionally say that I'm doing this because I want an ultra motive. But then, in the course of your work, you make mistakes. If I make mistake and I zoom in, you are in my party, you are a young man like me, all that you need to do is to call me and say, my brother, this thing, can we probably do it in order to safeguard the interest, the image, and the reputation of our government? But for you to go out there, insult me, and also call me a thief and corrupt, it's totally uncalled for. And I think that I'm saying this not because somebody would think that, no, I'm saying this because...
As a matter of principle, right?
Yes, as a matter of principle.
As a matter of principle.
If it were me, I would feel the same. And I find it very repugnant that this guy could still be considered as a member of the party, and then he goes, because what he has done, I believe if it were my party, I can quote the clause in the party constitution. I don't know about the MPP constitution, but I think
sure they have.
If they have that, then the party should also take an action against him, if he's a member of the party. Because, you see, our basic cultural and traditional values tell us that you don't wash your dirty linen in public. You must use party structures. And this time you are in government, apart from the party, use a government institution and get the thing addressed if you think you have. But don't go out there and blatantly, say things that are unwarranted and also you cannot be substantiated. And seriously, I will advocate that the best ever relief are sought by these two gentlemen in order to forestall such happening. Because like my brother said, we don't have any regulation to control the use of social media in communicating. And so people will use the social media, but then if there is any remedy under our law, that will make it fine. You remember when the former IGP talked about a little bit of control in the use of social media? I believe seriously the police must be looking at possibly having some law, I don't know, under their criminal code, if there's anything they can get to make people pay for abuse of the social media in destroying people's reputation, maligning people without evidence.
Well, social media is just a free-range desert, right?
I don't subscribe to it.
President Akufo-Addo.
What is this? How is it like in the advanced democracies?
For example, if you right now, if you have a problem with somebody's post, you can report it to the Facebook administrators, and it will be pulled down over time. They will assess the post if the post infringes on people's reputations and people's rights, etc. If it's obscene, if the material is obscene, if the language is not good, it will be pulled down.
In the UK, you could go to court and get a court order to restrain people from.
Yes, you can even get a court to restrain the administrator. That's Facebook from putting up a post and
but we don't have those.
But we don't tend to exercise some of those ones. So President Akufo-Addo has been criticized for creating controversy with his decision to change Founders Day from September 21 to August 4. And according to a senior lecturer in history and political science or political studies, Dr. Samuel Idujemfi, the president seems to be pushing an agenda to project the UGCC formed in 1947 by J.B. Dankwa and PAR grants beyond tolerable limits. Now, we know that that statement has been issued, but Dr. Jemfi said he does not understand why the president and the ruling party is using this to bring division among Ghanaians. Is it division at all? I'll start with you, Mr. Chairman Ejako. I know you've had a lot of say over the last 12 hours on this subject.
I will start off by saying the same thing. They say that it's a general truism. It is a truism that history is always written by the victors. Okay. If I fight with you and I put you down, it is my side of the story that becomes the history. But my side of the story is not the entire, will not necessarily be the entire history. Number one. Number two, I don't know Dr. Samuel Idujemfi, but if what I am reading is what he said, is he saying that when it was decided that 21st September must become the Founders Day, it didn't create, what is the word you use here?
Division.
It didn't create division among the good people of this country.
Did it?
Oh, come on. Have you forgotten the debates that came up in Parliament? But you see, for me...
debates are not divisions, are they?
Oh. But this one, what is the division that it has created? Has it created some division?
Sharp division.
Is there where? Has a civil war started in Ghana? Oh, come on. People might not be happy. And in this life, people will always not be happy with some action that is taken. I was not happy that on the 20th, it was decided that we should have a singular Founders Day. You see, yesterday I was somewhere. I am sorry, I am bringing some extraneous matters onto this. And the thrust of the argument of my colleague was that Nkrumah was adjourned the African of the millennium. Respectfully, Roland, is that what we are discussing here? Respectfully, are we discussing the iconic status and nature of Kwame Nkrumah? No. I am a very proud Ghanaian, and I'm extremely happy that a Ghanaian, a former president of the Republic, was adjourned the African of the millennium. But that is entirely one matter. The matter that is before us today is about how we became a republic.
And the
number two,
and the recognition of the individual.
Number two, I have heard that people say that if you want to talk about this, then go back to Songhai, and go back to Mali, and go back to Ghana. Don't worry. In Parliament, we have something called relevance. To the extent that you want to recognize Mansa Musa, if it is relevant to the modern state called the Republic of Ghana, I am okay. To the extent that it is relevant. If Mansa Musa is relevant to the Republic of Ghana by law constituted, I am happy to accept and admit that they are founders of this state. But let us focus on the Republic of Ghana. What became the Republic of Ghana? My view is that it will be a misfortune, it will be a travesty for anybody to attempt to belittle or to take away the contribution of a man called Kwame Nkrumah. I am honest to admit that when he was invited, he came to meet a structure. But the guy was smart. He probably read and had a better sense, and I don't shy from saying it, of the pulse of this country, and decided to do his own thing. But the fact remains that by the time he came, the agitation and the work to have independence was there. Nobody can discount the work that was done by the Aborigines Right Protection Society. If it was not for them, who used their own money to go to England, to go and tell the king and the parliament that as for us, we will not allow for you to take our land. Today we would have had the same crisis that is ravaging Zimbabwe. So can you discount the effort of those in the Aborigines Right Protection? I think they are relevant to the founding of a state called Ghana. So if we say that we must recognize founders, can anybody discount when Kwame Nkrumah came back? When he was coming back, it was people who paid his ship fare to him for him to come, and people were paying him his stipend of, was it £30 a month? When he had the boldness to break away, it is a matter of history, a historical fact, that there were various people, and two have been mentioned by the president, are yet two very prominent Makola women, Akufo-Addo and Deja Shikishan. Maybe if the president had not met them, President Nkrumah then, maybe he couldn't even have survived. These were the people who took care of the man, literally took care of the man. Shall we say that they don't have a place in the history of this country? They don't have a place in the founding of this country? No. When Kwame Nkrumah was incarcerated, probably if it was not for Komla Agbeli Bedema, nothing would have happened with CPP. And there would have been no consequence. So for me, the Komla Agbeli Bedema must be recognized in the founding of this country. Nobody is saying that he has the stature of Kwame Nkrumah. I don't even want to bring other people because maybe it robs people on a very wrong side. But so you want to say that Botio didn't do anything? You want to say that Kingsley Hayford didn't do anything? Oh, come on. In this life, after all, when they talk about the prime minister, who is the prime minister? A prime minister is a primus inter pares. But are you saying that the prime minister is alone? No.
But he's the one
and they say that a country that fails to honor its heroes is not worth dying for. I am extremely happy that His Excellency the President has decided that there will be a Founders Day, recognizing if people like, let us go and bring Mansa Musa. I don't worry, to the extent that it is relevant for the status now. Okay. But this country was founded on the blood, sweat, and toil. Ni Kobra Boni, is that his name? Oswala Kabanche. There's ex-servicemen that were shot and killed under the orders of Superintendent Imri. My view, my considered view. Let us call I will write a letter to the president. We should call the university in Ho Komna Agbelegbenema University. Why not? Why not? Because all of them contributed immensely before we became the Republic of Ghana. When I say this, I don't take away anything from Kwame Nkrumah. As the arrowhead, I don't take anything away from him.
So you're saying that.
But I am saying that if there is an arrowhead, necessarily there must have been a shaft. The arrowhead does not go if there is no shaft.
So you're saying he was not the lead prophet. He was one of the prophets.
Say again?
He was not the lead prophet. He was one of the prophets.
I am saying he could be the lead prophet. But does it take away anything from the other prophets? No.
So you're saying a Founders Day would do no wrong?
I don't believe that. I think that I state without equivocation that a nation that does not honor their heroes is not a nation worth dying for. Me, I will write again to the president. The Department of Nutrition in Legon, they should call that block Aqua Shoshosho. She was what's her name?
Please, you come in. You come in. But it's based on this same controversy that we decided to hear the street this morning. So we're asking some young people what they know about these 2 dates and these 2 holidays, whether they know about the Aborigines Rights Protection Society, whether they had read about it or not, and whether these 2 dates will make any meaning to them at all. And Maxwell Akpakpa is on that beat asking these young people. And then when we come back, we're going to have Neil Van der Poy also have a stake on the subject. I know it's a very similarly controversial issue. But Maxwell, good morning to you. And where exactly are you?
Good morning. Well, good morning to you, Roland. We're currently here at the Ghana Institute of Journalism, and we continue in the debate, as you rightly stated, of the Founders Day debate, and then the Founders Day debate, one of the founders, with an apostrophe coming before an X, and then the other one with an X coming after, the apostrophe. So we're continuing the debate right here. We're finding out from these students of the Ghana Institute of Journalism what they know about September 21st and then August 4th. But first of all, let's find out from them whether they've been following the debate already. Let me find out from you, Asha. Have you been following the debates? Founders Day, Kwame Nkrumah Memorial Day, have you been following it?
Yeah, I've followed this argument since day one, and some of us have argued our point that the day should be Founders Day, not Founders Day. Because Nkrumah were nowhere to be found when all the issues started. The freedom fighters did all the job from field August before before Nkrumah later joined. So it will be unfair on their part if Nkrumah is the only person to be celebrated. What about the politicians, the chiefs, and people who gathered at South Pond that day to make sure the day is well? Because it started way back from the bond of 1844. Our forefathers saw it prudent. That's why they signed a 1-year contract with the British, which should have expired, I think, 1944. But I don't know what happened. A whole lot of issues that delayed our process. So some of us have argued our point that the day should be changed, and kudos to the president doing that.
I'll come back so we continue with that debate, because I know a lot of people have issues with that also. But I want to find out from you, Richmond. Richmond, we know what happened on September 21st. I mean, there are a lot of people who'll be able to tell you. But I still want to ask you, do you know what happened on September 21st and what happened on August 4th?
Yes, what I know is I want to give a general overview, about the debate whereby it should be one person or the many people. Even the driver who drove Dr. Kwame Nkrumah to the place to re-announce the whole thing should also be credited for. One person cannot stand for independence. And this is a process that started from somewhere. But yes, that one was having a perception that now, and one was having that in future, you understand? So despite now or in future, automatically we had the independence. So the credit should be given to at least the many people that fought the battle, you understand? At least not only Kwame Nkrumah was having the patriotic spirit that, oh, okay, let's do it, let me fight it alone. No, there were other people who also contributed in the diabolic ways of getting our independence. So I think that we should add the S to it. And I like the idea of, when we are all, since childhood, we brought up Kwame Nkrumah, but I thank God for the speaker bringing out the issue that it's not only the Kwame Nkrumah.
I want us to talk about the significance, of the dates. There's a saying that those who, condemn, those who ignore history condemn themselves to not knowing the present. So, you know what happened on September 21st? What happened on August 4th? Are you able to tell us?
What I'm about to tell you is August 4th, where they announced the whole thing. I don't specifically know what happened. Yes, but Kwame Nkrumah's birthday, that is what the 21st.
So September 21st, that's Kwame Nkrumah's birthday, but you're not able to really tell what happened on August 4th.
It's about the UGCC. I know more about the UGCC, what went on and other things. Yes, that's what I know about that.
Okay, now let me come to you also. August 4th, September 21st, what happened on August 4th?
August 4th, what really happened was the UGCC gathered at Sopon and they wanted to claim independence for we Ghanaians. We were colonized by the British. So I don't really understand how the NDC came on board and declared 21st as the Founders Day. Before Nkrumah came, there were people on board. Okay. From the history books will tell you that Nkrumah's clothing allowances were catered for by the UGCC. So if you really got the independence for Ghana, you didn't start from the grassroots. Somebody started and you came and joined from US. So it will be unfair for the NDCs to come on board and say Nkrumah is the founder of. No, we cannot get any one founder. We have founders. Okay. Founders, which includes JB Danquez, those people. And
Now let me come back to Asha. Now, Asha, there are those who say that after the formation of the UGCC in 1947, August 4th, 1947. There are some who say that it wasn't until the arrival of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah on 10th December, that was when the UGCC really started making inroads. They say that until the arrival of Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, the UGCC was not really any serious, political party, as they say.
Then I think they've been misled because the UGCC was very strong. It is quite unfortunate that Kwame himself, who recommended Nkrumah for the UGCC, is not recognized, and it's very bad. The UGCC have been very vibrant, but it's because of the role they gave to Nkrumah that led to its popularity. Let me put it that way.
You think there are some people who have put out the argument that they think that because Nkrumah was the one who pushed the motion of destiny in 1953, that's why a lot of the credit is going to Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. They also cite the 1948 route as one of the reasons. Do you subscribe to that view?
No, if we are going to 1948 route, then I think we must give kudos to the chief. Is it Nimba Foboni, the Osumanche, who actually enthused the people to close down their shops and actually agitate for freedom. So you can't give that credit to Nkrumah. Some of us will take our argument from different dichotomies because you can't give. It's unfair. It's unfair. Nkrumah is not the only one who started the freedom. Is not the freedom fighter. He didn't fight for freedom alone. Nkrumah is part fine, but he wasn't the only person. So if only we want to remember our fathers, we must remember all of them, not only one person. It will be unfair. It's just unfair if we remember only Nkrumah. Wow.
Interesting. Now, we're wrapping up in a minute, but I want to find out from you, do you think this whole debate is worth it? Debating founders, who's the founder? We have many founders, not just one founder. I'm sure I mean, there are times that you sat in your chair and you go like, oh, okay, can we stop this? Do you think it's worth it?
In life, before you know where you are going, you have to know where you are coming from. Okay. So it's very, very important for us to know where we are coming from. And if not this debate started by the speaker, that we all got the idea, even we the child, because we read about Nkrumah is the founder, Nkrumah is everything, Nkrumah is everything. So this debate is very important. We have to know our history, and that makes us who we are. But we are spending much time on it. That is the most important thing. It's just something, a clarification, and that's how we move forward. We have a lot of things to do, to tackle as a government. So I think despite it's worth it, it help us to know where we are coming from. We have to also focus on what is the more important thing, how the free education is going to help, how government policy on corruption and other things are also going to help. That's the most important thing. We have to spend the rest of our energy. The past is past. Let bygone be bygone. But we've learned something. Let's learn something and move on. We shouldn't spend the whole year, the whole time and everything moving forward. I think a few time is okay, but we have to move forward. That is the most important thing, because we can't spend the whole day, all media distance for this.
10 seconds. Let me have your final comment.
Yeah, we can only move forward when we set the record straight. Okay. The record straight, we set the record straight. We have so many unsung heroes. We need to acknowledge them. A nation that don't recognize his heroes are not worth dying for. So I think all those people who fought for independence should be recognized.
Okay,
that's
so
my view.
what my take, my take from what you're saying, recognize the unsung heroes, and then do more to recognize other people who played vital roles in the independence struggle. So, Roland, you just heard it right here from GIJ. The debate continues, and I'm sure you just saw how these young men actually argued passionately about the controversy, you know, surrounding Founders Day and then Founders Day.
I think, so, well, there are a lot of issues surrounding this and many views. What do you think, Maxwell, yourself? Which one would you prefer? I mean, on a personal level, this is not you journalist speaking. Ordinary Maxwell Agbagbe's view.
Well, I honestly think that, you know, somebody actually started process. I mean, of course, we all recognize that it was the UGCC, the United Gold Coast Convention, that invited Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. I mean, J.B. Dankwa was the one who actually invited him to Ghana. And he arrived in Ghana on the 10th December. But I honestly believe that the man actually played an important role in the whole struggle. And even though that, I mean, there are a lot of people who also played, you know, different roles in us getting, you know, the independence. J.B. Dankwa, of course, cannot be forgotten. But we still need to recognize that one man who played a really significant role. And for me, I think that motion of destiny in 1953 really began the whole process and really changed the game. It was a game changer for our independence struggle.
Maxwell.
So if that man, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, was the one who kicked that motion of destiny, Roland.
Maxwell, you read political science, eh?
No, I didn't.
All right, bye-bye. But I know you went to the University of Ghana. You've been converted the way you are speaking. Well, we'll get back to you on the subject. But me, your take on this?
I don't know whether we have enough time. I would have loved to have a 1-hour conversation with my brother on this.
We actually just have about 10 minutes.
Yes, 10 minutes. You not be fair to me.
No, I gave him 15 because, you know.
So you should have given me 15 then. They have made a proposal, so they should even have limited time.
You know, it's easier when you're in government, you do a lot of things.
Okay. The truth of the matter is that this whole controversy is totally unnecessary.
It's a non-starter.
Yes, the president should have brought out this controversy at this time. When all of us are expected to savor the goodies of the free SHS. This is not the time. Yes, that's what I'm saying. When we are all expected to savor and to enjoy that
the
one.
people in Ododo finance.
Beautiful. At least to some extent, it has limited my expenditure on assisting people to go to
school. Say it again, my brother.
No, I will not hide it. But that is why the NDC government thought it wise to start it progressively. That's why we started it progressively, providing infrastructure.
And these people are doing it progressively.
And yes, they are continuing the progressively. But that's what I'm saying, that the word progressive can never move away.
Nkrumah.
You understand? So that's what I'm saying, that it's totally uncalled for and unnecessary. And the media advisors of the president should have told him that the timing is totally wrong and not correct. Two, coming on the fringes of the August 4th lecture in Sorbonne, which generated a lot of heat and controversy, advisors should have told the president, let's cool down on this issue, because the tension that it generated had not died. Because as we speak today, we are waiting to go to Parliament and get on with our speaker on this issue. Because our speaker got himself involved and cited certain things that are not accurate. Look, I'm seriously saying that we don't actually need another holiday in this country. We don't. We have too many holidays. The whole UK, how many holidays do they have? United States of America, go and see how many holidays do they have. And we have 10 already. Well, are we going to have one holiday per month? So that we have 12 months, we have 12 holidays. Is that what we are looking for in the country? When we are talking about production?
What's wrong?
A lot of things wrong. A lot of things wrong. Let me say this. We don't only have holidays. We don't need to have a holiday to celebrate people.
I agree with you.
We don't. Already in this country, let me say, there are monuments that are celebrating this. Nana's proposal is generating a political heat that is unnecessary. Because do you know yesterday, one of the things that came out was the fact that, this is an attempt to arbitrate the history of Nkrumah. Because one, as I sit here today, don't we have this? We have this.
Well, you deliberately put the money
in my pocket. I just want to be like Akufo-Addo.
This is what the big
evidence.
Six.
The big six. What is more worth than this, worthier than this? To have people embossed on the currency everybody uses, every day's transaction. Two, just across to our east, don't we have Obechebilamte Circle? Don't we have Dankwa Circle? During the time of President Akufo, the Akufo-Addo runabout was reconstructed. You understand? So there are monuments, enough monuments to celebrate these individuals that contributed.
One national, not regional.
They are national monuments.
Oh.
They are national monuments.
If you don't come to Accra, you won't see.
Oh, how? We have park grants runabout. Everywhere. All the big six have been celebrated in one way or the other. And two, I'm saying that for how long can you continue to do this? Three, the Founders' Day on 21st September, even though it's the birthday of Nkrumah, go and read the memorandum surrounding the
establishment of the day.
Yes. It said to celebrate the birthday and all other founders who contributed to the independence of Ghana.
So meaning only Nkrumah was
It's a symbolism. Nkrumah's birthday is a symbol to represent all the others.
That very action in itself elicited some
There's a lot of controversy.
I agree with him.
Well, not a lot. I won't say a lot, but
everything that you introduce in this country, because of the way we've been passionate about things, will generate controversy. But then the content and the context in which this thing was established should be analyzed. That day, the memorandum says that that we do use in the birthday of Nkrumah in memory of all those who contributed. Three, let me also try and bring out some historical fact here. When is this state called Ghana established? 6 March 1957. We are not celebrating Gold Coast. We are not.
Or the Ghana Empire.
Or the Ghana Empire. So some of the stalwarts, when the train decided to grind to a halt, and others said no, the train has to move. The stalwarts, like my brother mentioned, K. Bedema, Krobedu say, Kodobotio, Auntie Dede, Auntie Chris Layford, Dede Ashkishan, Adodua, and all these people, Sonny Professor, the late Professor, Yisi Kwe, these are the people who suffered. They went to jail. Did any of the big cities go to jail?
Yes.
When?
Yes.
Not under PDA.
Yes, before PDA.
Not under PDA.
Before
I'm
PDA.
saying the agitation for independence. I agree totally that people started. Ni Kobrambonde, Sajena Jete, Odate Lamte, Corporal Tipo. All these people, even those people who served in the colonial frontier forces, all those people contributed. All of them contributed. But I'm saying that the September 21st is a symbol to represent all those people. Look, 28 February crossroad shooting.
Definitely.
28 February crossroad shooting is not only to celebrate Ajete, Odate Lamte, and Atipo. All other servicemen.
It's symbolic.
It's symbolic. So definitely you have one person to represent the whole. But that doesn't mean we are celebrating that person. That's why I'm saying that all that we needed to do and to let people understand that that day is not for Nkrumah alone. It's for everybody. But what we are getting is that if you're not careful and we allow this thing to happen, prominence will be given to August 4th. Because August 4th is in 1897 was the date that the Aborigines Rights Protection came into being. And then 4th August 1947 was the day the UGCC came into being. So there's a physician with August 4th. So if you're not careful, August 4th will be given the state and the national prominence to obliterate September 21. And
speculation.
Speculation.
September 21.
That's what I'm saying. All these things is unnecessary. All these things is unnecessary.
September 21 still is somebody's birthday. It's not more significant than.
Who founded America?
There's no founder.
Well,
America has no founder.
why
because the last time I was
why do
reading,
Americans
they have about
celebrate
7 to
Abraham
7 to
Lincoln?
8.
No,
Well,
Americans
it's
don't-
one of
they
the
celebrate-
it's one of the
yes.
founders.
But
They have George
why do they
Washington.
celebrate George
They have
Washington?
Jefferson. They have a number
Yeah.
of
So
them.
when you look at their currencies, what do?
In God we trust.
And they have only one day as Founders Day.
You have Benjamin Franklin.
Yes, all
you
of
have
them.
all them. Oh.
Yeah. But they have only one day as Founders
It's
Day.
not somebody's,
so what
it's
I'm
not
saying,
somebody's birthday. Oh.
no, the Founders Day is somebody's birthday.
Whose
It's Sunday
birthday?
day. Every day in the world is somebody's birthday.
Yeah, it's
Fuck
not.
the
It's not.
Yeah.
It's not
You
one of the
understand?
so-called
So
founders.
I'm saying that what we needed to do is to look at the reasoning behind the establishment of Founders Day.
Instead of
the memorandum.
getting fixated.
Instead of getting fixated.
So you
about
think that
the
we should have
Nkrumah.
just brought the apostrophe after the
That's all. We are saying that it is Founders Day because, you see, the controversy is not about what was brought to Parliament. It's finally when we're writing it, what do we do? So I'm saying that unnecessarily, there is no need to bring out another day, say we are celebrating these individuals. Because there is the list is huge. The list is huge. My great-grandfather, my aunt, who lost her life when that bomb was thrown at Laka's house, when she was 8 months pregnant and lost her baby, contributed to the independence. You understand? So I'm saying that all that we needed to do was to look at the objective in setting up to September 21st as Founders Day and not create this unnecessary controversy by trying to institute another day. But let me be frank with you. This issue in Parliament will generate the debate, and then I'm just hoping that we'll be alive to it. But then I'm serving as a warning, we will not be part of anything like that.
You mean the minority?
Yes. I'm preempting what is going to happen. We will not be part of any discussion like that to try to change anything and to reinstitute another holiday.
So one day, if
which
the
will be
NDC comes to
unproductive.
power, you change it.
Look,
It
I'm
looks
not going to say
likely.
that. I'm not going to say that.
But you won't be part of
I'm
setting up
not
of
going
it.
to
If you are
say
not,
that.
if you are not part of, if you one
So
day
that
you come to power.
tomorrow, if anybody is saying, anybody will know those who did it. But I'm saying that we will not be part of any attempt to obliterate the history of
One day, if the NDC
founding of
comes
this
to power.
country. Because I'm saying simple.
One day, if the NDC comes to power, is it possible to do a reversal?
Ghana came into being on the 6th of March 1957. Any action or anything preceding that is part of our history. But the history of this country called Ghana started on the 6th of March 1957 and also becoming a republic on 1st July 1960. All those things were actions that led to the attainment of that.
Gold Coast action.
Let me tell you something. If medals are to be given, medals will be given to those individuals. But definitely, at the end of it all, you understand, one person
Will be crowned a knight.
That is all about it. It's like let me say, a football match.
Do you think the Dankwa Buzia Dombo tradition, they have an axe to grind with Nkrumah?
I will not say an axe to grind, but I think that some people are advising our president wrongly. Some people are making because the president himself, his antecedent is CPP. The president himself, he ascribed to the tenets
When
of
he
the
was a
CPP.
university student.
Yes, he ascribed to the tenets of the CPP. So I'm saying that he will not, out of his own, deliberately decide that he's going to do such a thing. But the people who are advising, some people are advising him, and I think those people are not advising well because, seriously speaking, well, that is the essence of our program here. I think that we need to insulate the president from such unnecessary controversy. It's uncalled for.
You think he's being influenced?
Yes,
The
unnecessarily.
president is being influenced.
Unnecessarily. People are making him take certain decisions, populist decisions, that will strike the chord of controversy and will not augur well for a cohesive and a united country.
Mr. Chairman, don't you think, whilst you add that, don't you think that the president, per the statement, deciding to leave September 21 as the Nkrumah Memorial Day acknowledges that
Absolutely.
Nkrumah is a big man.
100%.
You cannot just.
So why do
strike
you?
100%.
Why do you?
His Excellency the President has shown such level-headedness in this matter.
Oh.
He completely admits that there was somebody at the founding of the state called Ghana. Okay. At the material moment that we transition, I don't want to use the word founding. At the material moment of the transition, nobody can take it away that Kwame Nkrumah, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, was. Nobody can take away his iconic status. So he's saying that very well. After all, in America, there's a Martin Luther King's Day. There's this day.
But they don't have a holiday.
You see, we can come to that later. As for the holidays,
there's a commemorative lecture. There's this.
As for the holidays, we can come to that later.
America, every day is some day.
You understand?
No, but the statement on the president says that day will be commemorated as a holiday.
Yeah.
And that's my problem.
What's wrong with it?
What's wrong with it?
Everything wrong with it. Everything wrong with it.
That's the Founders Day. That's what we have the Founders Day. That's when the Founders Day, the apostrophe after the.
How you move to?
You see, I am here.
Memorial. That one is for
respectfully.
First President of the Republic of Ghana. You should satisfy both sides. Now, Nkrumah has a holiday. So, what's the problem?
They say
now we have Founders Day.
They say they won't come and take part in the debates.
We won't.
They walked out of National Health Insurance.
And he says that if NDC comes, they'll revert it.
They walked out of National Health Insurance.
He says if NDC comes, they'll revert it.
I'll come to that. They walked out of National Health Insurance.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Hello? They walked out of National Health Insurance. Is National Health Insurance not there? Is it not working well?
But National Insurance, we didn't work out.
Is it not benefiting?
No, we didn't work out.
Is it not benefiting my cousin now in Tibuaso?
We didn't work out of National Health Insurance.
You worked out of National
The NDC, PNDC started National Health Insurance. So why would you work out of National Health Insurance?
So when you want to work out of a debate,
we started National Health Insurance.
If you want to work out,
we started progressive free education, and you are not doing it.
That will honor Agbeli Gbedema. That will honor Dede Ashikishan. If you want to work out, it is a choice you make. Dede Ashikishan's
Dede Ashikishan and the rest are already being. They are all being celebrated 21st September.
No, they are not being celebrated.
They are all celebrated 21st
We are all
September.
aware of what happened on the floor of the House on that day.
All right.
There was a heated debate on why you play the apostrophe. Today, we are saying that Kwame Nkrumah, the first president, the first prime minister, and the first president, the icon, the African of the millennium, you have your day. Nobody
change the name to.
But what we
August
are saying,
for make it UGCC Day, and we are
not
make it UGCC Day, and then we
it is the Founders Day.
It is not a founder because if you are talking about founder, there are so many people who contributed to the foundation.
Yes, we are acknowledging all of them.
And we are no. So why August 4th? Why the August 4th?
But two very significant.
Why August? The same thing you are asking. Why September 21st for founders?
All right.
Why August 4th? Okay. Why not any other day? Okay, let's go back.
I think we have to talk about why not today, because today, health
is not important.
At the Ministry of Health, we have some nurses picketing.
On the August 4th.
We have some nurses picketing. Maxwell Agbagba is now at the Ministry of Health, where some nurses are picketing because they have not been posted. And we'll link up to him shortly. That'll be in the next 10 to 15 minutes. But let's look at this. The president.
The only thing I want to remember about August 4th is when we turn from left-hand drive to right-hand drive. And that's what I know. So don't change the history of this country.
The president is in the United States of America, but we know that it's because auspiciously he has to attend the U.S. General Assembly. But on the sideline, he's been addressing a number of things.
He's campaigning.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, he's campaigning.
Now, he's been speaking to a number of people, the Ghanaian community and all that, and saying that free SHS policy is here to stay.
But who said it's not going to stay? It's part of our this thing now. Free compulsory universal basic education is there. We end this. Let me even tell you, we are going to even take it further.
When you
yes, because we decided we're going to make it progressive.
So they have done the progressive.
They are continuing the progressive we started. We took out some of the payments, some of the fees already.
How many?
Almost 198 CDs have been taken already.
For which people? Everybody?
For the boarding, yes.
For those who are in boarding school?
Yes, go back to 2015, November. That was that.
So you are absorbing the boarding The boarding fee.
So I'm saying that.
Do you remember that NDC, the Minister for Education then, said that...
Which Minister of Education?
He was called Lee Okran. Said that if SHS was possible, Kwame Nkrumah would have done it. And it's not going to be possible in 20 years.
No, when was Lee Okran Minister of Education?
He was a Minister of Education. We are not even aware.
When? I'm saying when.
You see,
we are talking about long ago. Yes, long ago.
He is aware, but
2012. He was
yes, but we are talking about our constitution manifesto that we took to elections in 2016.
They told people that they were going to do something called progressive. Yes, and that they told people
the progressive is what we are
the community day secondary schools were going to be free. It turned out not to be free.
The community day secondary schools.
Look,
but the community day secondary schools were supposed to open this September.
When people
September.
When people
so you just told our vision.
You know, I think that the NDC
you just told our vision.
The NDC this September decided that they have I admire them. They have looked at the impact. They have looked at the impact that Akufo-Addo and the MPP's free SHS policy has had, and then they have decided that we cannot kick against the pricks, like it was said in the Bible.
You see, people are contributing to the propaganda.
If we do this,
people are contributing to the propaganda.
If we do this, we are finished.
So
now they are beginning to say, we started
it. They changed emblem of
Ghana education. We have done this.
Everything.
We have done.
You have changed the emblem. You rebranded education.
The emblem of Ghana Education Service remains. This is specifically
for what?
Free SHS.
So when we have free university education, we have an emblem for it.
Go ahead.
When we have free basic education, you have an emblem for it. Is that the sort of country we want? Is that the sort of country we want?
I think that these guys have become so desperate. And
we are not.
You are.
We are not.
You are.
When I'm preparing myself for 2021 presidency, how can I be desperate?
Adovale.
Yes, I'm going to get another out of power.
You as president?
Yes.
Are you going to contest John Mahama?
No, but am I not fit to be president? No, but the issue is that whether Anilante will be the president in 2021 or not, the issue is that MPP will not be in power in 2021.
Tickle yourself.
That's all I'm talking about.
Tickle yourself and laugh.
That's what I'm saying. You will not be in power in 2021.
Even your family. Actually, the point I wanted to make, Roland, the point I wanted to make, you see, even NDC, a small subset of this country, they have found it relevant and important not to have a founder. In their constitution, Jerry John Rawlings is the founder. Today they are kicking against it. They don't want, even NDC, small subset of this country, they don't want to be seen to have a founder. Then this whole big country.
You have solved my problem for me in all this discussion. What we are saying is that in NDC, what we are saying, if you are using NDC as an example, I'm saying simple. We have 100 and something founders. But Jerry Rawlings represents the symbol of all the founders.
That is not what your constitution says. So
that is what
it says. Jerry Rawlings is the founder.
Represent the
today,
but the truth of the matter, we are talking about law. The law,
today
the law of NDC, the law of the Electoral Commission.
They don't want a founder.
That. So we are saying that there are so many people who contributed to the foundation of this country.
Even NDC, they don't want a founder.
Represents the symbol of the founders of this
country. Lante Van der Poel is a member of parliament for the Ododo constituency. Emmanuel Chamantinge Jako is a member of parliament for the Ayawaso West Wuogon constituency.